just relax, chill out, and cool my heels. One of these mornings it won't be long. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone. One of these mornings it won't be long. Matilda gonna look for me, but I'll be gone.
Tonight, the opposition's deputy leader suspended from House proceedings. We've got the latest. This as the Prime Minister calls for unity as election season heats up. And later, a break-in at a nonprofit caught on camera. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Nobal. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, Member of Parliament for St. Barnabas, Free National Movement Deputy Leader Shannon Cartwright has been suspended from the House of Assembly. This after refusing to give the Member of Parliament for Central and South Andros, Leon Lundy, an apology. The ruling being handed down by the Parliamentary Committee of Privilege after Cartwright reportedly accused Chairman of the Water and Sewage Corporation, Leon Lundy, of misleading Parliament and the Bahamian public at large regarding water supply rates and charges during his budget communication, or contribution rather, earlier this year. Cartwright standing to his feet and denied all claims made by the committee against him.
I asked a specific question if there were any fees, that were increased. I didn't qualify when that was. The honourable member took it upon himself to misinterpret or interpret what I was trying to say, Madam Speaker. I did not use the word lie in this honourable House.
The Committee of Privilege was able to examine and do an investigation into what transpired into the proceedings. Now, you said it was not picked up on the Hansard, but there were members sitting in this honorable assembly who heard every word that came out of your mouth, that heard the words.
With my duty to my own conscience and the principles that I bring to this, I cannot, in good conscience, give an apology.
Well, the Parliamentary Committee of Privilege being chaired by the Member of Parliament for Angliston, Glenys Anna Martin, with MP for Carmichael Keith Bell, MP for Southern Shores Leroy Major, MP for East Grand Bahama Iram Lewis, and now the suspended leader Shannon Cartwright. House Speaker Patricia DeVoe, when she handed down that suspension today, telling Cartwright that she had no choice but to uphold the committee's ruling.
It is the ruling of this chair that the honorable member for St. Barnabas will be suspended upon the next sitting of this House after the summer break. That is the ruling of this chair. And I am handing that down because the honorable member is not willing to comply with the findings of the report of the Committee of Privilege on the matter concerning the Honorable Leon Lundy and himself.
Well, the nation's leader pushing back today the message of unity as he addressed attendees at a special event focused on love and healing. Our Laurentia Smith has the latest tonight.
With the country heading into what is expected to be an election year, Prime Minister Philip Davis is urging Bahamians to not let politics become the source of division.
But more than that, as your neighbor, I'm deeply afraid of what politics is making us become. If we lose civility, if we lose decency, if we begin to see every opponent as an enemy, we're entering into a different reality.
He made this charge at the Love Thy Neighbor event, a collaboration between the Church of God of Prophecy Bahamas and Urban Renewal, even as political opponents appear to be consistently at odds.
Good people walk away from each other over party colors. I've seen families go distant because of a vote. I've seen church members fall silent during elections because the tension in the pews is too thick to ignore.
Davis is also warning that disagreements over each other's constitutional right to vote can lead to deeper division if not handled with respect and understanding.
Agree with someone to treat them with dignity. You don't have to like someone's choices to respect their humanity. You don't have to share someone's story to honor their struggle. We can disagree, That's democracy. That's life. But we must never let disagreement lead us to devalue one another.
Although different sides of the political divide, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis supports the Prime Minister's address, drawing example to the amendment to the Parliamentary Election Act currently being debated in Parliament, while his opposition colleagues have opposed the bill, calling it rushed. Minnis, who introduced the bill under his administration, says it is an advancement for democracy.
Going in today to debate the biometric bill, which is very important in terms of democracy and one man, one vote. So today, as I move into Parliament, I will declare today is Love Thy Nation. Love Thy Nation, because we are debating a bill, a biometric bill that is beneficial for the nation. I love you very much.
So you support the bill?
Yes, I support the bill.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Still no telling who will represent the Free National Movement in the Killarney constituency. This as the former Prime Minister maintains he's not bowing out. Adelano Roker has more on this tonight.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis firm in his decision to run in the Killarney constituency. This despite growing and strong opposition from those who served in his administration. Most recently, former Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar, in an exclusive interview with Eyewitness News, said that Minnis was doing more harm than good for the party by deciding to run. This also despite FNM leader Michael Pintard also stating that Minnis will not carry the torch for the party in that constituency.
Only thing I'm saying is I am running. The FNM has already made a statement. The FNM has said that I am not their candidate. And I said I am running. I don't think you need anything other than that at this particular point in time.
But in de Aguilar's view, Minnis should stand down.
I am of the view, I'm of the school of thought that it's party first, and if the party decides that I'm not going to, I'm not going to represent them, then I respect the decisions of the party. I'm not going to be someone personally who is going to go against the party. The party is the ultimate body.
As political hopefuls continue to campaign in Killarney for the seat that has traditionally voted in the FNM's column, Minnis expressing confidence that he'll retain the seat with or without the party.
I have no doubt. I have faith and confidence that the people of Killarney will return me as the Member of Parliament for Killarney, who will continue to fight for them and this country in the halls of Parliament.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Michael Pintard open to de Aguilar's views, but notes that the candidate selection for the party is far from over.
Aguilar is very articulate, so he can share what his views are. We welcome more Bahamians to weigh in on these matters. What I would only say is that we're excited about the candidates that we have put out, those that we're about to announce in the second round of announcements.
The FNM has so far ratified 18 individuals in the lead up to the next general election. Delana Roker, Eyewitness News.
Well, the former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis also asked today by reporters his views on the leadership of the party and its current handling of the nomination process.
That's the FNM's, that's the leadership battle, leadership's fight at this point in time. I am not getting in that.
Authorities need your help tonight in locating 16-year-old Jade Thompson after an all-points bulletin was issued. Police say Thompson, whose last known address was Southwestop Street, was last seen on Monday night. Thompson is said to be of light brown complexion, slim built, standing around 5 feet 7 inches tall. If you know about her whereabouts, please contact police at 502-9991 or 328-TIPS. Meantime, police on the island of Abaco launching an investigation into a reported robbery that took place on Marsh Harbor on Wednesday. According to initial reports, the incident occurred just after midnight in a parking lot. A woman was reportedly entering her vehicle when she was approached by an unknown male suspect described as slim, dark-skinned, and wearing short dreadlocks. The suspect, allegedly shattering the rear window of the vehicle, entered and robbed the victim of an undisclosed amount of cash. He then reportedly fled the scene, heading south in the direction of Archer's Hill. Police say investigations into this matter are also ongoing tonight. Meantime, a day at the beach turning tragic on Tuesday afternoon after an 89-year-old man lost his life in a drowning off of Montague Beach. Preliminary reports indicate that just before 4 p.m., emergency services were alerted after the elderly man got into some difficulty while swimming. Bystanders rushing to his aid, pulling him from the water, but with no time to waste, he was taken to hospital by private vehicle before first responders arrived at the scene. Now, despite efforts to save him, the man was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the hospital. Investigations are ongoing tonight. Well, Prime Minister Philip Davis leading debate in Parliament on amendments to the Parliamentary Elections Act. It made way for the inclusion of biometric voters' cards and other digital advances to support further digitization of the election process. Davis making it clear today that these amendments do not allow for digital voting, but it's something he hopes that can eventually be introduced. Our Janelle Longley has the details tonight.
With the Davis administration taking an aggressive approach to the implementation of biometric cards ahead of the next general election, many have drawn concern with the process, suggesting that it leaves too much room for loopholes. It's an issue, however, government only believes exist in theory, citing the groundwork for today's amendments that were passed in 2020 under the Minnis administration. Further to these criticisms, Minister of National Security Wayne Munro responded by referencing recommendations made by the Organization of American States following the 2017 and 2021 general elections.
Continued use of voter ID cards with technical deficiencies remained a source of concern in the 2021 polls, particularly the lack of security features to prevent the improper use of those voters' cards, which are prepared and issued in a largely manual fashion.
Should these amendments be passed, Bahamians will have a choice to obtain the new biometric voting card or maintain the current paper format. The process for adjusting, however, according to Prime Minister Davis, will not require any major adjustments, as 80% of registered voters with passports already have biometrics in the system and can simply consent to use for the voters' cards. Also, every 10 years, voters' cards will expire, and there will be a national voter verification process to aid in cleaning up the register of those no longer eligible to vote or deceased.
Voters will appear in person, confirm or update their postal and biometric information, and if needed, receive a new card.
The biometric cards will replicate the format of Bahamian driver's licenses and national insurance chip cards. Also contributing to the debate and outlining the biometrics, Minister of Labor and Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll.
Digitized fingerprints, which means taking your fingerprints, machine-readable facial recognition or facial images, which we do at many airports, and digital signatures. Everyone who uses their face or fingerprint to unlock their phones, Madam Speaker, is using biometrics.
There will also be accommodation for a digitized poll book that allows for polling divisions to check individuals in digitally.
But if a card fails to verify through biometric means, the presiding officer must still allow the voter to vote once identity is confirmed through other legal methods.
While the process as it stands is voluntary, the Prime Minister also expressed a desire to make voter registration mandatory. Janelle Longley, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Janelle. Well, officials from the Bahamas Humane Society, they are picking up the pieces tonight after the compound was damaged and thousands of dollars stolen. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the latest on this.
Closed-circuit television footage capturing two masked men carrying out a Wednesday morning robbery at the Bahamas Humane Society, allegedly snatching away thousands of dollars in cash just days after a fundraising event for the notable non-profit organization, leaving behind an unimaginable amount of damage. Footage from the facility shows the men, who appear to be of dark complexion, both slim-built, appear on camera after jumping a wall. But what happens next, President of BHS, Kim Arana, says was a nightmare.
They came around to the back door, which must mean they must have known where it was, I guess, broke into a locked office, and they then broke into a padlocked filing cabinet.
A trail of broken glass, broken doors, broken cabinets were left behind by the perpetrators, a hefty price tag officials say they are unable to sum up yet. Arana emphasizing that following the break-in, it puts into perspective that the old days of a safe Bahamas, in her view, is out of the window.
You're scared to go to the bank because you get shot when you do a deposit in Palmdale. I mean, you've got to the point now you don't know what to do with money.
Photos show officers responding to the break-in standing on shattered glass as investigations were being conducted. And officials say now it's time to rebuild and ensure this act can hopefully be mitigated in the future.
We're going to have to buy more cameras. We're going to have to buy door sensors. We're going to have more light. We're going to have to beef up our security and behave as if we live in a dangerous.
Arana says authorities have informed her that they are already following leads and she hopes those responsible will be brought to justice. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, Bahamas Police Force Press Liaison Chief Superintendent Sharia King pushing back against critics who claim she holds back information at crime scenes. Speaking on Immediate Response radio talk show with Spence Finlayson on ZNS, King defended her approach, saying her priority is safety and responsibility, not sensationalism. She says while the public deserves information, she says it must be shared in a way that doesn't jeopardize investigations or put lives at risk.
People said, oh, she's not juicy enough. That scene should never be juicy for information. It should be you saying, oh, one of our citizens was killed by another citizen. Yeah. That should tell us to stop and evaluate what is going on within our country. And so I say to them, let us be responsible for the information that is passed. I encourage not only my media colleagues often to be responsible with the information, but those independent media houses as well as the general public.
King making it clear tonight that several critical steps follow a crime scene and officers must be allowed to do their jobs the right way. She's stressing tonight the ultimate goal is to bring justice and relief to families affected by tragedy and not to rush out details that could compromise the case.
The scene isn't the final thing. The court case that is the final thing. And we must make certain that we do everything that will make certain that we get justice for the victim. There has to be a balancing act as far as what information we can provide to the public, what we can and cannot say, why we must respect the individual who has passed, who was killed. Additionally, as police officers, we don't go on conjecture. There are protocols in place.
Rhoda of the Bahamas Commercial Fisheries Alliance says unregulated recreational fishing is costing millions and damaging local fishing grounds. He points to foreign boats making frequent trips, avoiding fees, and sometimes harvesting seafood illegally. The government's new boating fees, it aims to curb this, but the move is sparking some debate. Eyewitness News turning to our social media, posing the question, do you think the new boating fees will help to level the playing field for Bahamian fishermen? 5% of participants voting yes, it will, 77% voting no, and 17% voted maybe, depending on enforcement. 1% said you were not sure. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls. The results are in every night at 7. Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Ion News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas @gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, BTC expanding its reach with a new product rollout in Bimini. We've got that story coming up. And later, the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation, their old building is being transformed into a new national health lab. We've got more on that right after this break.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Hi, I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the Doritos Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, a delicious combination of KFC's juicy original recipe extra large filet, stacked with real Doritos nacho cheese chips for a loud cheesy crunch in every bite. It's bold, it's crunchy, and it's only $8.95. KFC and Doritos, a crunch that's finger licking good.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
At Con Bahamas, we are excited to share our latest arrival of Mosaic tiles. We are currently offering an incredible 50% off on a wide selection of our Mosaic tiles. Explore our extensive range of styles and colors to elevate your next project. Take advantage of this seasonal promotion and find the perfect fit for your space today. We are conveniently located in Grand Bahama, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera. Con Bahamas. Dream, design, deliver.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Rubis, $5.49. Esso coming in at $5.51. Shell, $5.63. Welcome back. You're watching Eyewitness News. Well, some good news for tourism today. More flights, more options, and more ways to reach paradise. Airlines are expanding their services to the Bahamas just in time for the holiday and winter travel season. Starting August 1st, Aztec Airways will launch some daily flights to North Eleuthera, adding to its growing flight network from Fort Lauderdale. The carrier currently offers some 5 flights weekly to Governor's Harbor and 2 to Rock Sound, providing comprehensive access across the island. It's just in time for the holiday rush. American Airlines is also increasing its service to the Out Islands. From December 18th to January 5th, the airline will operate 3 daily flights from Miami to Marsh Harbor in Abaco and North Eleuthera, catering to demand for quick, peaceful escapes. Delta Airlines is also getting in on the action, boasting services from Detroit to Nassau, which was once a weekly Saturday flight. It's now being expanded to daily nonstop service from December 20th to April 12th. It's giving travelers more flexibility to plan their winter getaways to the island. Now, tourism officials say the expanded air connectivity is a win for the Bahamas, making it easier for visitors to explore beyond the capital and also experience the charm of the Family Islands. Well, a petition with more than 5,000 signatures is calling on government to halt the Yotanagra development in Exuma. This pending a full review. The Save Exuma Alliance says the project poses serious safety and environmental risks, particularly plans to dredge the North Bay of Samson Key to allow barge traffic through waters used by swimmers and small boats. Now, the group pointing to a deadly barge collision in Miami that reportedly killed 2 young girls during a summer sailing camp, warning a similar tragedy could happen here if large commercial vessels are allowed near these recreational zones. Now, the proposed Yotanagra development includes over 70 structures, 2 marinas, and widespread dredging that C says could destroy seagrass, coral, and marine life. When contacted for comment today, Yotanagra officials declined. The Save Exuma Alliance is demanding that government suspend permits and conduct a full review before any work begins. It's been several months now since the government signed off on a $120 million deal to seal the Grand Lucine Resort in Grand Bahama to a Bahamian subsidiary of U.S.-based developer Concord Wilshire Capital. You may recall back in August of 2018, the Minnis administration purchased the resort from Hutchison Whampoa for some $65 million. In 2022, the Davis administration announcing plans to sell it to Electra America for $100 million. That deal collapsing just months later. Now, fresh questions are being raised once again. Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis is pressing the government for answers, asking whether the money from this latest sale is actually in the bank.
Though I have difference of opinion of Prime Minister, ministers, etc., one has to believe or trust what he says. He must come forth with it. He do not want to show the nation that he gave a big fat lie, not only to the nation but to the world. And therefore I await for him to bring forth what he has promised to prove to me, the nation, and the world that our Prime Minister did not come and gave the nation a big fat lie. Because remember, the Deputy Prime Minister said the money is in the bank. I asked which bank. They have not told me. It's not in Royal Bank. It's not in Scotia Bank. Whose bank is it in?
Well, the transformation of the former Bahamas Mortgage Center to the new Ministry of Health and Wellness National Reference Lab is more than halfway completed as renovations began back in May. Government inking a $2 million contract in partnership with the Inter-American Development Bank to be responsible for medical services, including testing for infectious diseases. Project engineer Gerard Simonet and project manager Donald Demerit broke down exactly what the transformation would look like.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness is executing a nearly $2 million contract with Bahamian company Scorpio Construction to transform the old Bahamas Mortgage Corporation building on Russell Road into the new home of the National Reference Lab. The project was funded by the IDB and is a part of a broader initiative to strengthen public health and infrastructure and medical services in the Bahamas.
We're now months ahead at this point where we should be. You'll see that we are 55% completed, and you see that we are well on the way to completed this installation of component 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the IDB project.
As for the specifics on the ongoing construction, Simonet revealing just how much has been done. Meanwhile, Scorpio Construction representative Stanford Evans Jr. noting that his company is grateful for the opportunity.
The electrical roughing is 95% complete on the first floor and 90% complete on the second floor. HVAC roughing, 95% complete on the first floor, 75% on the second floor. Plumbing is 100% complete, roughing that is, on both floors. Fire safety systems are 60%. Communication cabling, 95% on the first floor, 70 on the second floor.
This is one that we are proud to do as a Bahamian-owned company and represent Bahamians in the right manner.
Well, it's a major step forward for workers' rights in the Bahamas. The Regulatory and Allied Workers Union, known as RAWU, has officially been recognized as the first and exclusive bargaining agent for employees of the Financial Intelligence Unit. This announcement coming from the Minister of Labor and Public Service, Pia Glover Roll, marking a landmark moment in the history of industrial relations within the FIU. Now, employees will have a formal channel to collectively negotiate employment terms ranging from compensation to job security. President Nicole Francis hailed the recognition as an affirmation of democracy and justice in the workplace.
This is a major win for the staff of the FIU. Your voices have finally been heard. This recognition gives us the power to stand up for fair treatment, better working conditions, and a healthier, more supportive workplace. This didn't just happen. It's the result of a strong, united effort by the employees who believed in change and were bold enough to go after it. Together, we stand in unity and purpose. One union, one voice, one future, solidarity forever.
Meantime, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard weighing in on the ongoing conversation surrounding the proposed Junkanoo Authority bill. Pintard, who previously supported the establishment of the National Junkanoo Commission back in 2018, says any move forward must place Junkanooers at the center of the process.
Junkanooers ought to be at the forefront of coordinating the development of the craft. The festival dimension of it, the rushing, whether it's on Bay Street or in a stadium, a multi-purpose festival stadium, that we would work with Junkanooers and other persons who are engaged in the business of festival to build. We believe that the government should not be heavy-handed in setting up yet another authority that gives power to the minister over the practitioners in the sector. That's the point. Not that there isn't a need for structure, not that there isn't a role for government, but the principal roles ought to be played by Junkanooers. And then furthermore, let's be real. This is really a concern that politicians are interfering in individual Junkanoo groups' conflicts for political and personal reason. That's a part of the issue. They should answer that. I believe that's one of the questions that some Junkanooers are asking, and the government should answer them.
Pintard reaffirming the F&M stance, stating that under the Free National Movement, the future of Junkanoo will be placed firmly in the hands of the artists, the very individuals, he says, who have built and sustained the cultural tradition for decades.
One of the things we intend to do when we become the government is to restructure the way several of the boards are in fact organized. We believe that members from civil society, from sector organizations and others, that they should dominate these boards. And in many cases, we want to set it up in a way that a politician just can't come in willy-nilly and make the changes without coming back to Parliament and seeking to amend the provision that we put in place to guarantee that we have private sector, civil society, faith-based organizations, other stakeholders reflected on these boards. In the case of the creative arts, we need more of the creatives in charge of helping to push the industry. They know better than the policymaker, and what we do not need is more politics influencing every single thing.
Well, in response, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture releasing a statement just moments ago, noting that the government of the Bahamas will begin public consultation on the National Junkanoo Authority this coming Monday, August 11th. They said a dedicated website will also be launched where every Bahamian can read that draft legislation, offer their comments, and contribute ideas. They say that they believe that the future of Junkanoo should not be shaped in silence or behind closed doors. They say it should be shaped by the people who carry it forward from every island and also every generation. Now, according to the statement, this is about protecting and uplifting one of the most important expressions of Bahamian identity. It's about giving structure to our culture, economic opportunity, and to artists, and respecting a tradition that that has always deserved more than just seasonal attention. According to the statement, officials say this is a time to come together, but they say instead of unity, the opposition leader Michael Pintard has chosen confusion. According to the statement, he's now campaigning against the very bill he once called for. When he was Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the statement said that the country needed a Junkanoo committee, and he organized consultation. He told the media that a national governing body was essential. He then began the process. According to the statement, today, Pintard wants to pretend that never happened. The statement added that this is not leadership. This is a man hoping that the public will forget what he said just a few months ago. Quote, he's not fighting for Junkanoo. He's fighting for political survival. His now public opposition is opposed to giving Junkanoo groups in Freeport a formal chance. Now, for more on this, you can log on to our website, ewnews.com, for a full release on the government's response. Still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, a new era is unfolding at Lyford Key. We've got the details coming up right after this, but first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Stop, man, stop. Boy, it's hot today, boy. You see that? Mm-hmm. That's snowing. I can cool off, man.
Where you going? Get back here. Don't go in there.
I get inside,
I can cook whatever you want tonight. Where you going?
You gonna do what?
I can cook whatever tonight.
I forget you can't cook.
Stop at the heat and enter Skypole. Expert installation, cool comfort, and reliable service. Brought to you by Discount AC and Supplies. Your one-stop shop for top-tier AC units.
Make every moment unforgettable with Shop Smart. From colorful floaties and water guns to light vests that keep fun safe. We've got everything you need to dive into the season. Planning a beach picnic? We've got the cutest sets and coolest bubbles to bring the vibes. And don't forget our trendy swimwear for all ages. Summer starts here, only at Shop Smart. Your Miracle, number 122 Matthew Street.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet, everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the crew. The Budget Gourmet.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, BTC is expanding its reach with a new product that's now up and running in Bimini. It's filling a critical gap for residents on that island, and the company says more islands are up next. Our Devontae Hanna live from Bimini tonight with the latest. Devontae?
Well, good evening, Janelle. We're coming to you live from Baileytown, Bimini, and we can tell you, as you said earlier, that Bimini launched a brand new product today. It's called BTC Air. Now, speaking in conversation with residents, a lot of them lamented the state of telecommunications on the island. They said that after a major telecom provider actually left their services, or removed their services, that is, from the island sometime last year, it left them feeling left in the dark. They were unable to get connected. They're unable to hear some of the major policy decisions, and sometimes when they heard about it, it was either days later or just by word of mouth. But today, BTC did their big one, as the young people would say, and they unveiled BTC Air, and they're calling it one of the best networks in the region.
Our new BTC Air network is future ready and offers outstanding internet speeds and unbeatable value. We're talking about better speeds, 150 megabits per second. We're talking over 160 TV channels, and we're talking landline voice.
BTC CEO Samir Bhatti says services have already taken flight, with 90% of the island subscribing to the new technology, giving them access to faster internet, television, and broadband services, and providing critical access to information from across the country and around the world. It's why Fixed Products Manager Craig Eldon says it was important to introduce the service at a competitive price point.
Just talked about is a holistic value that we were providing for the exact same price that a customer here in Bimini would get if they were to decide to go with, say, for instance, Starlink.
The new BTC Air now makes the telecoms company the first in the region offering triple play services using Connecticut-based Toronto technology. To this end, having Bahamian technicians learn the process of installation, troubleshooting, and servicing of the software was paramount.
All Bahamian Family Island technical team was fully trained. And that All-Star Tech team spent significant time right here in Bimini cutting their teeth on this technology, learning from our tech partners how to install, use, and troubleshoot this product.
The goal for BTC is to ensure family islands receive reliable network connectivity, ending long-standing outcry of poor service across the country. Up next for BTC, though, the island of Eleuthera, where near 600 clients have already begun using the network.
We have deployed the technology throughout Eleuthera to ensure that we get every nook and cranny inside Eleuthera, so we will be able to do similar things, so customers would not have to rely on the copper as well. So we do have plans to go throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
And of course, there was no exact timeline on when that rollout in Eleuthera will be completed. And BTC also did not announce when they will complete the rollout throughout the entire country. But according to Mr. Bhatti, the CEO of the company, he says that the telecommunications company, BTC that is working very closely with the regulatory body, ERCA, to ensure that they get this BTC Air fiber connectivity throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas as swiftly as possible. So reporting from Baileytown, Bimini, I'm Devontae Han. I'm going to send it back to you in studio, Janelle.
Thanks so much, Devontae. Some good news there. Meantime, Bahamar is gearing up to welcome ESPN back to the Bahamas for the return of the highly anticipated ESPN Fantasy Football Weekend. It's set for August 21st to the 24th of this year, and Bahamian fans can get in on all the action like never before. Now, according to resort officials, it'll be a 4-day celebration featuring live ESPN broadcasts, celebrity appearances, and curated fan experiences. Eyewitness News speaking with event director Josh Franklin, who shared his excitement about what's to come. He says it's going to be a weekend full of energy and excitement.
Event last year with a very short runway to be able to launch it. So we're really excited that we've had a year to market the event, and we're excited to show the growth and add some more heads and beds on the island. It's going to be full of a lot of fun, a lot of banter. As you can imagine, football fans, both domestically and abroad, they like to talk a little bit of smack, and that's what fantasy football is all about. So we're going to hear from the experts. We're going to meet some of the NFL stars that are going to be with us. We're going to do some fun activities on the beach, and ultimately we're going to draft our leagues are going to draft their teams, and we're going to finish up with a celebration.
Well, Franklin says they're also looking to draw a strong international crowd. This year, it's giving fans from around the world a chance to meet some of the biggest names in fantasy football right here in the Bahamas.
We expect to have somewhere between 100 and 120 folks that will travel in from the States, and then we should also have some participants here local. 3 different NFL players. You're going to see Todd Gurley, fantasy football guru. You're going to see Golden Tate, wide receiver from who played in the NFL, and then you're going to see Kyle Rudolph, one of the tight ends. You're also going to see the ESPN fantasy football talent. So we've got 6 of those individuals that participate in the Fantasy Focus podcast. We're also going to have some live podcasts on site as well.
Well, with new phases and ambitious plans, Lyford Key International School is catering to a bold path forward, transforming its campus, curriculum, and culture to stay ahead in a rapidly evolving education landscape. Our intern, Layla Sands, has the details tonight.
A new chapter in education. Lyford Key International School isn't just renovating, it's reinventing itself, as the fight to attract top students and educators heats up nationally and across the region. After his first year at the helm, head of school Audrius Barstukas is making a strategic push to reposition the campus as a global leader and a contender in what's becoming an increasingly competitive market.
A proper education includes educating the whole person. And that means things like play and exercise matter. That means things like creativity and artistic expression matter also. So what we seek to do this year is to help every one of our students explore their potential in all 3 of those areas, in the arts, athletics, and of course, academically.
And in athletics, the shift is just as aggressive. Former U.S. college coach and Hollywood actor Scott Ruggles now serves as athletic director and says the goal isn't just to compete, but to lead.
For me, it's about 2 things. It's about the brand, the Lyford Key School, and then about the students. The great thing about this school, and more so the island, yes, we want to help every Lyford Key student, but to me, it's also about helping every Bahamian student.
With independent schools across the country expanding their footprints and competing for top talent, Lyford Key official says this is just the start of a new era, with more recruits and programming rolling out over the next several months.
Build our athletic programs so that we can prepare our students to represent the Bahamas internationally in sport competition. Our sailors are among the best on earth, and we want to grow all our programs so that someday a student from our school will stand on the medal platform at a World Championships or Olympic Games from our school and from the Bahamas.
Layla Sands, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Layla. Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurencia Smith has your latest check on sports. Good evening, Laurencia.
Good evening, Janae. One of the country's rising collegiate athletes in action on the hardwood. I'll tell you who straight ahead in sports.
I call it grace, 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 grace brought you here.
Nassau, Bahamas. It's your boy Kevin Downswell. I'm coming. I can't wait to see you for Praise Break 2025 right there in Nassau on August 9th. Oh my God, it's going to be incredible. You guys have no idea what we have in store for you.
work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where five-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet. Everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the crew.
The Budget Gourmet.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports tonight from the basketball court. The Bahama Hoop Summer League wrapped up Wednesday, giving Bahamian collegiate players a rare chance to shine in front of the home crowd. And no one sees that moment more than Frederick King. The Murray State big man put on a show as his team dominated the University of Calvary Dinos in the final matchup, cruising to a 93-55 win. Throughout the series, King turned heads, dropping 23 points and grabbing 11 rebounds in Game 1 win over Calvary. He followed that up with another strong performance with 16 points, 11 boards in a matchup against Raw Talent Elite. A strong homecoming for King, who clearly is making his mark both on and off the court.
It's good to be back home. I don't really get to go home a lot. Like at Creighton, I would only go home like once a year, so it feels good to be home back to back. So it's just nice to show out in the front of people, like my family and like people who don't really know me yet from the Bahamas, just being able to represent. So, yeah.
Now, in other news from the basketball court, after dropping 4 straight, Bahamian basketball star Jonquel J.J. Jones and the New York Liberty are now back on track. The Liberty picked up their second straight win Tuesday night, taking down Page Backers and the Dollars Wings 85-76 over in Barclays Center. Jones continued her strong return from an ankle injury, delivering her second double-double since returning to action. She led the Liberty with 15 points and putting down 10 rebounds.
I think just moving the ball, we're just so much better when we are moving the ball side to side. And, sometimes we settle for shots early in the possession because we are open, but we just have to be reminded that we're just a really great team and move the ball side to side. They were really trying to blow up screens and stuff, and I think it helped us to be able to be better screeners and rollers and be able to take advantage of the two-man game.
Now let's head on over to news from the soccer field. The Bahamas U15 boys soccer team kicking off their 2025 CONCACAF Championship campaign taking on Bernier in their Group H opener over in Curacao. The Bahamas put up a fight but came up short, falling 5-1 in their first matchup of the tournament. Forward Dirk Simmons found the back on the net for the Bahamas, scoring their lone goal and getting one score early in the competition. Meantime, Coach Davies previously shared his confidence in the team ahead of the opener. He said, "These boys are ready to represent the Bahamas with pride. They have shown strong commitment and real team spirit, and now it's time to put that to the test on the pitch." Well, that's what's making sports at this hour. I'm Lauren C. Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Join us on Social Mania, a new and dynamic game show based on the Ministry of Education's primary and junior high school social studies curriculum. Students from across the Bahamas go head to head as their knowledge of social studies is challenged. In this episode, S.C. McPherson Junior High School battles with San Salvador All-Age School. Which school will emerge as winner? To find out, join us as these two schools engage in intense competition. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Hey guys! The IL Cares Foundation invites you to our Back to School giveaway on August 23rd at the University of the Bahamas, Poinciana Drive entrance. Join us for a day of free school supplies, food, and fun as we help prepare students for a successful school year. We are also going to be on the Family Islands on August 23rd from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome! So come on down and support the community with IL Cares. At IL Cares, we care.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Wednesday, but coming up and beyond the headlines with Francesca Brown. She's filling in for Shanique today. It's a show you don't want to miss. That's coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sencheska Brown, and welcome to the show. Tonight, we begin with the government following through on a long-standing promise. The Davis administration has officially announced that it will begin the demolition of shanty towns across the country. Now, officials say this move is about enforcing the law, protecting public health, and restoring order. But for families, many of whom were born here or have lived their entire lives here, it's a devastating development. So while the bulldozers may be ready, we have to ask, are we truly prepared for what comes next? Meanwhile, the opposition has been ramping up pressure. F&M leader Michael Pintard recently unveiled a 6-point plan called Operation Shield, which outlines his party's strategy for tackling illegal migration and land use, which what he calls structure, urgency, and transparency. Take a look at what he had to say.
We are committed to a housing revolution under the Free National Movement. We're not interested in keeping one group of people in one location. If you are here legitimately, you are gainfully employed, you are interested in owning housing, we are interested in helping to provide for all Bahamians, or whether you were born a Bahamian or you became a Bahamian, housing. And so we do not understand that for a government that says they are going to explode housing possibilities, why that has not been a part of the discussion, that as you demolish, you also seek to, again, say to people, here are all these opportunities that are available for you to find housing elsewhere. We're saying for the international agencies, work with us as we seek to regulate these unregulated communities. And in some cases, there's temporary housing that some of the international agencies, in partnership with churches and other groups in the Bahamas, who can assist Bahamians of natural birth or Bahamians otherwise who are now residing in those communities. So there are a number of solutions we believe are possible, and we certainly don't understand why the government isn't pursuing those opportunities.
Now, Pintard says this is not just a land issue, it's a national security risk. He wants new reserve immigration officers, tighter vetting procedures, and a criminal liability for landlords who house undocumented migrants. But on the other side, Prime Minister Philip Davis has struck a far less alarmist tone, insisting that there is no crisis and that immigration is already being handled properly. Here's what he had to say.
This is the most aggressive and focused immigration enforcement administration, I would say, in modern history. Over 13,000 repatriations in under 4 years. A detention center population at a historic low. 7 illegal shanty towns demolished. Active operations on multiple islands. We're not boasting, we're just doing our job. And while others talk, we act. But we cannot stop now.
So according to the Prime Minister, things are under control. He points to over 15,000 repatriations and says migrant landings are also down. But critics are not buying it. Former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis has taken a more direct line, arguing that the real issue isn't policy, it's enforcement. Here's what he had to say.
Are the immigrants the problem? The answer is no. We are the problem. We, the Bahamian people, are the problem. And the problem is corruption and greed. We have laws, we have sufficient laws, we have adequate laws. It's just a matter of enforcement. If we enforce our laws, then we won't have the problem. We come in this parliament, we pass laws. The PLP pass 80, the F&M decide they have to do 85, outdo them. The PLP come back and pass 90, the F&M come back 95. It's bragging rights, but are the laws effective? No. You don't have the resources, you don't put the manpower in place, you don't put the finances in place to deal with it, you don't enforce it. This is a beautiful country, and all we need to do is enforce our laws. The laws are there. We don't need to come to this parliament every darn week passing law after law which don't mean F.
Well, there it is. 3 different views from 3 different leaders. One says we need a new plan, one says we're already doing enough, and one says we have the tools, but we just refuse to use them. So again, we have to ask, what are we really doing? And who are we helping and who are we hurting? Well, joining us now is someone who has walked in these communities, spoken with the people who have been directly affected, and has been a long-time voice and for justice and human rights in the Bahamas. Welcome to the show, Luby Georges.
Good evening, Sani. Good evening, Bahamas. And thank you for inviting me and having me on.
No problem at all. Well, let's get straight into it. We have a lot to unpack tonight, but we'll start with an issue that a lot of people were talking about today, the demolition of the shanty towns, those planned demolitions that the government plans on doing throughout the country. What is the mood on the ground?
I mean, the mood is typically the same as it has always been. Persons are wondering what the moves are. When they do come in, what do I do? Where do I go? You just played a clip from the former Prime Minister, current Prime Minister, and someone who's hoping to be Prime Minister. And I think a little bit of each one of their statements has some truth, has some merit, has some veracity, and we can glean a little bit from all. And if we just mix that up together, I think we would be in a much better place, to be quite honest.
Now, what would you say to people who are saying, you know, they sympathize with the plight of those that come here illegally? They know what's going on in Haiti. They know what's going on in the country. They sympathize, but we just cannot afford to continue to keep taking people on. And to those who say it's not fair, like I gotta pay BPL, I gotta pay $3,000 in rent. You know, I gotta pay, you know, my real property taxes. Like I have to go about it the right way. You know, why is it that these people can come here, set up shop, and then expect to just stay?
And first of all, I think we need to really drive this conversation in a different direction.
Which is?
Or in another way. You started off by saying, again, these people coming in illegally. Now, I have said this since 2014 up to this date. And people, for whatever reason, hear what they want to hear, see what they want to see. Right?
Okay.
We have to move away from automatically assuming that every migrant or every black migrant or every Haitian migrant, firstly, is here illegally.
Okay.
Let's have a holistic conversation, firstly. However, I agree with you. I have to pay BPL myself. I'm waiting on my next bill. I have to pay the real property tax. I have to pay water and sewerage. I have to pay my cable, internet. I am paying utilities and taxes into the government system. NIB on time, business license, all of that stuff. The question I have, though, while I understand, and in my personal opinion, I think we have more legal migrants than illegal migrants in the country. That's my personal opinion, based on my experience, based on my moving about within the country, right? While we may have, in my opinion again, more legal than illegal, it doesn't say that we don't have a illegal migration problem. I agree that we do. Migration management, I would say, is not one of the strong suits of the Bahamas at this point, or up to this point. Migration management, I don't think we're the best at that.
Okay.
Right? But these persons that we're talking about, they're coming to the Bahamas for a particular reason. In migration, there is a push factor, there is a pull factor. Something is pushing you from your country, and we know what that is in Haiti.
We know what's happening in Haiti, exactly.
Instability, economic opportunities, no jobs, schools, we know it. Why are they not sailing towards Cuba? Why are they not sailing towards Jamaica? They are sailing, but not in the numbers that they're coming this way. Because of the economic opportunities. These people are economic migrants, looking for jobs. The reality is, though, when they get here, most likely they are finding jobs. They are being hired. And if I say, in my personal opinion, that the majority may be legal in the country with work permits, etc., are these people hiring themselves, though?
Okay, let's rewind. Before we get into the hiring practices, and I think you're trying to get with the conversation. Let's get back on shantytowns for just a quick second, and then we could go there, right? Let's just wrap that one up in a nice little bow.
Sure.
The mood, like what's happening now, it seems as though there's a lot of pushback from these people that live there. And some of the things that have come out, reporters have gone there. There are legal and illegal Haitian migrants living in those communities, and some Bahamians, according to, reporters that have gone in there. But there's been a lot of pushback from the people who know that they're not supposed to be there, who don't want to leave. I don't want to say audacity because it's...
Who's saying there is pushback?
They're saying they don't want to leave. There was one group that sued the government because they felt like they had the right to be on that land. They did not want to leave what they called their homes.
Right. So now that particular instance or family persons that we can cite, did we find out, are they Bahamian? Are they permanent residents? Were they born here? Who are
they? There's a mix of people that are living there.
I'm talking about the ones who you're saying had that particular pushback.
There is a mix. There's a mix
from the pushback.
Yes, there's a mix.
I think the pushback has a lot to do with, okay, for example, let's look at Abaco. Hurricane Dorian smashed. Or even before Hurricane Dorian. Let's not even use that as an excuse. And I'm not trying to make any excuse. I'm a realist. And what I'm about to say, a lot of people just don't want to say it. Maybe some people who are higher than myself may have a little problem with me for saying this. But however, when you look at the dynamics of the Bahamas, economically speaking, there's Nassau, of course. We know that's the Freeport. Which island comes after Freeport? Maybe Abaco. Maybe there was a point when Freeport was at its lowest.
Yeah, I think it's probably
rising back now. That Abaco may have been considered the second economy.
City, yes.
The second city, economically, doing well. We understand, or if you speak to the Chamber of Commerce in Abaco, the business class, the second homeowners, and the developers in Abaco with the private estates and all of that good stuff. I don't want to call any specifically.
I don't
want to call any specifically.
Okay.
But what I want to say is there is a specific labor force required to sustain the work and the continued work and development on that particular island. I'm not making any excuses here. Please don't get me wrong.
No.
But listen to what I'm saying, Sandy. So, and yes, we're still going to get to that.
No. I'm listening.
It's still getting there.
I'm letting you find
it's
your
going
way.
to get there.
Okay.
And I know you know where we're going to get.
I feel like I know where you're going, but I'll let you find your way.
Right. But still, if you look at Abaco for an example, those persons that were living in the mud and the pee and that sort of thing predominantly were employed individuals.
Were they legally employed individuals?
I don't know, but they were employed. Somebody proclaimed that I needed and I wanted, for whatever reason, the services of these people.
Okay.
Because the labor force to whatever extent is required for that particular island, and mind you now, I believe that Bahamians could fill those positions. I do. My question is, why are you all hiring these people?
Okay, so I feel like you're trying to say that the illegal immigration problem, and if I put in words in your mouth...
illegal immigration problem.
Okay, the immigration problem that we have...
Migration management, yes.
I don't know if it's migration management, because we're not doing a good job at managing the
All
migrants.
of that comes underneath the umbrella.
Your point that I think that you're trying to make is that they wouldn't be here if Bahamians and or developers, people in the construction industry, wouldn't hire them.
It's as simple as that, though, Sani. Migration again. Push factors, pull factors. You're being pushed out of your country for whatever reasons and turmoils and issues that you guys are having there. We understand that. You're being pulled towards a particular jurisdiction for a particular reason. There's a reason why they're seeking to come towards the Bahamas and not as much to Jamaica or Cuba.
So you think our laws aren't strict enough?
No, I'm not
is
saying
it the
that.
laws? Is it Bahamians? Is it
I
our
actually
fault?
think we have strict laws.
But
I do think we have strict laws. Listen, I'm an immigration consultant. and let's get, I'm not a...
No, we can talk about that next, because I know where you're about to go. You're an immigration consultant. We'll finish that up. But, okay, I get what you're saying. Bahamians employ them. They come because we employ them. We hire them, right? But just why not go through the proper channels then? You have to understand why Bahamians are frustrated. You have to understand why people are frustrated.
But on the flip side, I think we keep casting the blame on the migrant.
You have to take some of the blame, though.
Of course they got to.
Yeah.
I agree.
They have to take, you are here illegally.
Sandy,
okay.
Again, let's stop. Are we talking about the illegal ones, or are we just talking about everybody?
We talking, the problem I think most Bahamians have is illegal migration.
The illegal ones, right?
Right.
Cool.
So you didn't come here properly.
Firstly, do we have an understanding of how many undocumented individuals here?
No, everybody you ask, they give you a different number. But I think
and because we don't, I suspect that we just automatically assume that the majority or everybody is. Or we approach you from that perspective beforehand. So I assume
if they repatriating 15,000, that means a lot of them are here illegally. If we keep having repatriations,
or maybe it means a lot aren't here illegally.
Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that right there. They play the music.
We may have gotten rid of.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more of this conversation right after this.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Hey guys, the IL Cares Foundation invites you to our Back to School giveaway on August 23rd at the University of the Bahamas, Poinciana Drive entrance. Join us for a day of free school supplies, food, and fun as we help prepare students for a successful school year. We are also going to be on the Family Islands on August 23rd from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome. So come on down and support the community with IL Cares. At IL Cares, we care.
Watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're having a conversation about could I call it illegal immigration? Because every time I call it that, I think you change it to something else with our guest for tonight, Louis Georges. Welcome back to the show. And for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. I think we stopped shy of discussing why illegals choose to come to the Bahamas versus going to other islands. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems as though you were leading the conversation to say they choose to come here because Bahamians employ them. Is that what you were getting at?
I mean, that's in its most simplest form. Again, migration comes down to push and pull factors.
Okay.
You're being pushed out of your country for whatever reason. Again, we agreed that everyone understands what's happening in Haiti. And you're being pulled towards a particular jurisdiction. They could have decided to swoop around the DR and go to Puerto Rico. Why are they not heading there? They could have decided to divert towards Cuba or Jamaica or sail the high seas and get down to Dominica and to Barbados, and those are the places where it took them 10 months to get there. But they're not heading there.
Well, maybe it's because their laws are a little bit stricter.
I don't think they are.
No?
I can tell you that our laws are very strict. Okay. I am a consultant. I apply for individuals. And for those that are thinking that, oh, we're paying somebody and all of this crazy stuff, listen, I can show you personally countless applications that were refused. Clients that I submitted applications on behalf of refused for various reasons. Our laws are strict. Now, the ones that are approved, I'm not making the decision. I don't know why or what the decision was based on. It's not like when it is refused, they say to you, hey, we're refusing this on the basis of. Just like when you go to the U.S. Embassy and you apply for a U.S. visa. Sorry, you just don't qualify today. But you have the option, the right to apply again at a time that's convenient for you. That's all they say to you. Same thing with our systems. You apply for a tourist visa, they'll refuse and you don't know why. You apply for a permit, it's refused and they don't say why. A permit to reside can be refused and they don't say why. You apply for citizenship, naturalization, those are, countless of those are being refused and they're saying, and for persons who were born here in the country. Persons who were born here applying to be naturalized, being refused, and they're saying, you know what, we're going to give you resident. We offer you, we're not giving it to you, we offer you permanent residency in the place of Bahamian citizenship. Okay. People don't know about these things, and no one is really talking about that. And the department, in my opinion, I think maybe while the public and the narratives are running as they are not doing they could be doing a better job, in my personal opinion, of helping the Bahamian people to understand how many applications they're refusing on a daily basis, how many refusals and diversions are happening with citizenship. No, we're not going to give you citizenship, but we can say that you could apply for a permanent residency, even though you were born in the Bahamas. Those are happening on a daily basis.
I know we had a slight conversation off air when we were talking about the laws that govern the country as it relates to illegal immigration. And you said that the illegal migrants, they're scared, they're afraid now. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Man, listen to me. The immigration department and their enforcement units.
They're doing their job. Well, that's a good thing.
Sonny.
They're doing their job.
Listen to me. Immigration officers are on the road 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all hours of the day.
Doing their job.
Doing their job.
Okay.
They're interdicting, they're arresting, they're going into the restaurants where they suspect that migrants may frequent, the food stores or variety stores that they think that migrants may frequent, the thoroughfares, the popular ones, they're on the red lights, they're this way, they're out east, out west. We see them. The repatriations, there is not probably a day that the return flights to Haiti, as an example, return flights are elsewhere people are going to, but to Haiti, the return flights. I had a friend who, for those that don't think that Haitians visit, I had a friend that left today. He came in Saturday past and left today. He lives in Haiti. He came, he visited for a few days, Saturday, today, Wednesday, he left. before coming here, he was telling me about the experience at the airport and heading back to Haiti, and said that there were a family that was denied entry or denied landing and that were being sent back. And then he was explaining that he spoke to one of the officers and they explained. And I said, wow, that makes sense. Like if I was an officer, I would deny an entire family landing also.
Okay.
And notwithstanding that there are Haitians, like why would we give them a blight? It doesn't make any sense. How can you claim that you're coming to visit for 2 to 3 weeks, adults, 2 kids, but yet no credit cards available and one person has $800 on them? Like, well, that's a red flag. 2 weeks, 4 people, $800? Nah, y'all probably getting a mistake. I would deny you landing also, and listen, y'all going straight to the detention center. Before y'all go there, we going downstairs. If you came on Bahamas there, we switching your ticket and make sure Bahamas there has a seat for you on the next thing smoking to Haiti. And that's what they did. And guess what? For those that are talking about persons coming through the airports, they should go and camp out at the airport and look at the amazing job that the officers are doing at the airport in sending people back or denying them entry, sending them straight to the detention center, and the next available day that there is a flight, they're sending them to Haiti. So while we talk about, and the PM talks about it, the detention center being at low numbers because they're repatriating at such a high rate.
But they
if
have to
they're
repatriate.
not publicizing it, then people are going to say, well, y'all ain't doing nothing.
Well, you repatriating at a high rate means that the people, they're still coming in at a high rate. So you can talk about people.
Tell me how. Unless there's a moratorium. If we decide, okay.
No, I'm not talking about people who are coming in legally from the airports. We still have boatloads that come, that land, that come here. I mean, if you're repatriating them, they're coming here some way. You yourself are saying that they're not coming in from the airports because our government is doing such a great job at the airport, our immigration, from stopping them. So they have to be coming in some way.
But let's understand immigration for a second. There are many ways to end up being an undocumented migrant.
They're still coming in illegally is the point. No. If they're not coming in through the airports.
You can come in legally and still end up being undocumented.
But that's not how. Now let's be honest. Now we're gonna talk.
So are you saying? Are you suggesting to me that sloops are still landing in the numbers?
We have the immigration reports that say that it does. I don't know if it's in the mass amount of numbers that it had previously, but they are still landing. They are still attempting to come.
They're being arrested, right?
Arrested. Well, so the ones that are caught, all of them aren't caught, obviously. If we still have a high number of illegals that are here, all of them are not being caught.
Understand what I'm saying to you, though. If we have a high number of undocumented individuals, it does not mean that they entered illegally, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so they're not coming in through the airport. Right, but you just said they denying left, right, and center at the airport.
I didn't say that they deny everybody.
Okay.
I gave an example.
But even overstaying is wrong.
It is. I gave an example of the stellar work that they're doing to try to curb it. So at the airport, that is one line of defense.
Okay.
Where logically the officers can use their discretion and say, you know what, this don't sound right. You ain't coming in. You got to go.
Right.
Now, should someone, let's say in the same instance, those same individuals, that family, let's say they had a credit card. Let's say they had some $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 on them, and they say that they're going to be here for 2 weeks. Kind of makes sense, eh? Or they had some hotel reservation, yada yada. They could stay. They may have slipped through, and then decided to overstay.
Still illegal.
Exactly.
I'm just saying it's still illegal. No matter if they came in legally initially. But once you overstay, you're still here illegally.
So now you're saying what I'm saying.
No, I don't know if we're saying the same thing.
I'm saying to you that the Department of Immigration, they're doing their job.
Okay.
One. Secondly, I'm saying that at the airport and other ports of entry, they're working and using their discretion. Thirdly, there are individuals that enter legally, but there are many other ways to end up being undocumented, quote unquote illegal. For example, again, overstay your visa. Persons who, let's say you came in on a work permit, and for whatever reason it wasn't renewed in time.
Okay.
You also are undocumented and subjected to arrest and deportation. You see what I'm saying? So there are ways and other facets that individuals end up being undocumented, but it does not necessarily mean that because we are arresting hundreds or thousands of undocumented people that they're entering illegally. That's what I'm saying.
Does it matter if they enter through the airport or if they come on a sloop, if they're still here illegally, still using our resources, still not contributing to society the way, and they should go.
And they should go.
Okay.
And I surmise, again, that the Department of Immigration, with the resources and personnel that they have available, and what I have personally seen and continue to hear on the ground, they are doing their jobs. Now, I don't know if we don't want them to sleep. I don't know if we don't want them to rest.
Well, I assume they work on shifts. But
okay, the police officers do their work on shifts.
I guess I
the doctors
assume
do
they
their
work
work
on
on shifts.
Yeah.
They do their work on shifts. Immigration also. But I can tell you, immigration is always on the road. Whether it be in Nassau, Eleuthera, Abaco, wherever, they're always working and they're arresting. They're in the shops. I've seen it personally. People be sending videos. If you don't receive it, doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, though. Now, if you want them to publicize every single thing, like for example, when the police roadblocks are happening and you're in the WhatsApp groups, people are texting, don't go by the bridge, don't go on the light by Blanco Beach on Fox Hill, there's a roadblock there. Do we want that? No, I don't think we want that, eh? So because they're not publicizing the work that they're doing does not mean that the Department of Immigration and their enforcement unit isn't working.
I didn't say that they're working. I do agree that they're on the ground doing what they have to do. But my question also to you is this. You're in these communities. You talk to them, legal or illegal. And the government has recently started charging people before the courts to, try to prevent them from returning.
Do you know that's something that I advocated for?
Well, they started charging people before the courts to try to prevent them.
To do that?
But my question to you is, when
So
they
that's money in the public purse.
continue to come back, but they still continue to come back.
No, but that's still outside
But
of that.
your
That's
thing
money in the public purse that we didn't have
they are
that
afraid.
I advocated for.
But your thing is that they're afraid.
They
You
are.
said that they're afraid, but they keep coming back.
If you
So
okay,
why? So when you talk to them about the fact that they keep coming back, why do they keep coming back? That's the question I want to ask you. When you walk in the communities,
that's what I'm about to answer.
Okay.
When you weigh the weight of desperation, for many, it's already life or death, and you weigh economic opportunity, or just be sent back here, I would be here anyway. What do you think people are going to do?
So when you talk to them, what do you tell them? What do you advise them as an
I
immigration
advise them
consultant?
on how to go about it the right way. I advise them on what to do. I advise them. I have a 12-minute video right now. If anybody goes on my Facebook page right now, the Department of Immigration just recently changed a few of their policies on how to apply for a work permit. And again, people don't work or don't apply for work permits on their behalf of themselves. But they announced a few new policies. It's in English. I did a 12-minute video in Creole, Haitian Creole, because I want them to know that this is how the Bahamas, the Department of Immigration says it must be done. Must be done. If you want to migrate legally here to the Bahamas, this is what the rules and the laws are. If you go against them, then you subject yourself to being arrested, brought before the courts, fined. If you can't pay the fine, you know where you end up? At B-Docks. Spend some time there and then transferred to the detention center and then placed on something smoking to Haiti.
And then they still coming back, according to you.
And then you subjected to that again. But we make some money off of it.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about you. Because yeah, you're a hot topic too.
Let's talk about the landlords who renting these people.
We're going to talk about you when we come back. Because, the people say you're making good money off of this government. That's what they say.
60K?
I don't know how much you're making. They say you're making good money off this government. And they say you're being used as a political tool for the election that's coming up. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to take a break and we'll be back right after this.
Great.
plane crashed in June 1983. I lost my left arm. I had some good friends came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exumo. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because with your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God, believe you will overcome.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back if you're just joining us. I'm here with Luby Georges. We're talking about the immigration issue in the country. We're shifting the conversation a little bit. We'll come back to the point that you were trying to make about landlords in a minute, but I want to get on you now because, you know, social media has lit up about you, not just since the show, but, you know, election season is ramping up, and we all know right before election season, you know, the silliness starts. And the rumor is that you work for the current government and you getting paid good to encourage the
60K good?
The league. I don't know how much you get paid. I'm not gonna ask you, but you get paid 60K?
Someone said that on Facebook.
You get paid 60K?
No, but someone
I'm asking you. I don't know. I don't know what I'm asking.
You saw the video?
Your video?
No, somebody's.
The video with you at the PLP rally?
Not that.
Which
Another
video? Which video?
It's going viral now.
Okay, well, then you gotta.
Consultant, forget about Rodney Munker and God rest his soul, and Carlos Reed, the PM. People want to know how much money are we paying him to consult.
Okay, so we want to know how much money the government is paying you to consult. Is the government paying you to consult?
Zero. I've settled this on my
You could
personal
look in,
page.
I think that's your camera right there.
I have settled this on my personal page, Sani. I have dealt with this on a few occasions with my boy, good friend, Naughty.
Okay.
We've dealt with this. I am not a consultant for the government of the Bahamas. I have never been a consultant for the government of the Bahamas. Someone said something very powerful to me today. He said, if there's no evidence, then there's no case to answer.
Okay, so are you not a consultant, or is there no evidence that you're a consultant?
You could be a consultant right now if you want to.
So now, see, now you had me until you said someone say if there's no evidence. So are you a consultant with no evidence?
I am a private consultant. I
Okay.
run a firm like countless others in this country.
Okay.
Just on the stretch of road where my office is, there's about 4 to 5 consultancy firms. You go downtown.
But none of them are as popular as Louis George's. You've been
Yeah,
doing
but
this
my
for a
firm
very
is.
long time.
I wish some business would come my way because of all of this crap. But but
Well, according to the people, according to what's going on, the business has come. Government is paying you a pretty penny to.
I am not contracted by the government. I am not a consultant for the government. I have never been a consultant for the government. I dare any of you, COI, otherwise, especially y'all, please, I suspect it's the COI people, but please, post the contract. You got your link and your sources, your people in there that, you claim that are giving you the information. Please, post the contract. Do not try to knock the current administration and use me to do so. I know the immigration factor is the low-hanging fruit. While it is an issue, and we acknowledge that, but it is the low-hanging fruit. While we understand that, don't try to drag me and tie me into the government so that you can try to pull them down.
Well, it's hard for you to say that.
I do not work for the government of the Bahamas. I have never worked for the government of the Bahamas. Point blank. Now make that go viral, please. And make sure that the Prime Minister sees it because he knows that I don't work for him. I've never worked for him.
It's hard for you to say that and for people to believe that. And
but
then,
I'm saying it on national television.
Let me tell you why. Can I tell you why? It wasn't a rally. I can't remember what they were calling it, a get-together, whatever it was. The link up. That's
Monday,
what it was.
2 Mondays ago?
Yes.
Oh, I was there.
Live. You were live there,
okay,
looking like you support this administration. So you can't say on one breath no, and then you show up to, were you at the FNM?
I say,
link up?
It could be all two.
Were you there? Were you at there?
Definitely.
You were there?
Live and in person.
Okay, well, we only saw you at the PLP.
Sani, both are true. I do not work for the government. I have never worked for the government.
Do you have a preference?
I think we all do.
I'm not going to ask you what your preference is. I'm just asking, do you have a preference?
I do at this point, yes. And I think we all do. And I'm sure you vote. I'm sure he votes. I'm sure the cameraman votes. Whether you declare your preference now or you present it and utilize your preferences and your biases or whatever you want to utilize to cast your vote on that particular day privately and secretly, we all decide who we want to vote for whatever reason. If I choose to publicly decide which position or side that I'm going to go on from now, that's my right. Based on what is presented before us right now, I have decided that one particular side makes more sense. Okay. That's my decision.
It is your decision, but you also have to see how it feeds into what people on social media are saying.
I understand
how it looks.
Listen to me. I understand that, but we must understand also that someone decided to create that particular narrative of me being a consultant with the government.
Okay.
I am not a consultant for the government. I don't have a contract with the government. I've never worked for or with the government of the Bahamas. And I do not at this particular time. At no point. The government this New Day administration came in 2021. To this day, and we're in August 6th, 2025. I have not from then to now been a consultant with the government of the Bahamas.
All
At
right.
no point.
Now, the Prime Minister has not announced when the next election will be, but we see stuff ramping up. We see, candidates being ratified. We see all of that happening. One of the hot topics every election is immigration.
Of course.
Do you think that governments, past, previous, those who want to get in, leaders of parties, actually care and want to do something about the immigration problem? Or do you think that it's used as a hot button topic in order to get votes?
Of course, it's used as a hot button topic. Without the immigration topic, people like Lincoln Min, they would be like the...
Yeah, there are lots of other things that we could talk about. Poverty, the cost of living, crime. There are lots of other things that we could touch on besides immigration.
Are they touching on them though?
They have. I think that a lot of the parties have mentioned. There's one particular party that the COI is very staunch with the illegal immigration issue.
That's their thing. That's their claim to fame. Without immigration, illegal immigration, undocumented Haitians, all of this other stuff, the COI would be an afterthought.
In their defense, they have also raised concern about other issues that the government has raised. But so you do think that they use it as a hot button issue?
If there is an interview and somebody asks them a question on something, if you ask them what goes on the wheels of cars, of course they would answer and tell you tires. They would mention it. But when you leave it up to them to create their posts and to try to go viral and gain traction, they jump on immigration and they jump on Haitians. When they do their live feeds, where are they? Always in the shanty town and going in this place and that place on that island and all of this other stuff. But what are they doing and talking about crime as opposed to knocking the good commissioner of police and knocking the Minister of National Security or some other thing? What are they proposing to do to solve crime, to solve education, healthcare, agriculture?
They've had proposals, but I think immigration is a hot button.
And that's all they talk about.
But also on the flip side as well, you do have governments, people trying to get into power, parties also using it in a different way, meaning they hire people like yourself. I'm not saying you. They would hire people like yourself to go into the community to garner votes from the Haitian community by promising
but that's politics.
permits,
and it's not
residency, citizenship.
I don't know if they do all of that, but I haven't, and I don't know.
You don't think that happens? You don't think
I'm not
parties?
saying
I'm not saying any particular party.
I'm not saying I don't think. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
You know what happens.
I'm just...
You know what happens.
But I've not seen it happen personally.
You have not heard a story about someone being promised a renewal of a work permit or citizenship or whatever in order to vote for. I'm not saying
migrants can't vote.
Migrants can't vote, but there are those that here legally that can vote that are related to those who are here illegally. Let's not act like governments have not shopped around in
legally. You're talking about Bahamians then?
Well, Bahamians with relation to Haitians, or Haitian Bahamians, or however you want to talk about it. Let's not act like governments have not shopped, They get to make sure that their auntie or their sister or their daddy gets straight. Okay. And so the governments would go to them or those wanting to get into power and say, hey, we will give y'all X, Y, Z if y'all vote for us. That happens.
So that's everybody.
I'm asking. I'm not blaming any particular party. I'm just saying
I think that's
that
all
happens.
of them. I remember during the campaign season for the 2021 general election, I'm sure the videos are out there somewhere on social media. Even Lincoln Min.
No, I don't know about that.
I'm telling you what I don't know about
that.
The views and opinions shared here are not of Sani, Eyewitness, and Beyond the Headlines.
Yeah.
I'm saying this. I can remember the video where Lincoln Bean was in a shanty town on Cowpen Road. I'm saying this, Lincoln, Louis Georgia, sue me. Lincoln Bean.
Sue him? Not me, not the show.
Right.
We don't have to call names,
Screenshot the clip, take it to court, where he was soliciting votes and telling the Haitian people why they should support the COI because they are going to do the right way. They're going to get them out of the shanty towns because they cannot continue to support parties that claim that they love them and are helping them, but yet continue to subject them to these particular dire situations in the shanty towns. Lincoln said that.
Okay, so if you have this video,
So what I'm saying is, again,
if you have the video,
everyone panders in their way.
That's what I was asking. I wasn't blaming one particular party. I wasn't saying this government or I said those
Listen,
wanting
we
to come
pander
in.
to the persons in the inner city because we understand their situations and what they want and how they expect to get out of that situation. We pander to the police staff association, the teachers union, the taxi people, the nurses, the doctors. We understand the issues and we hear the cries. We take on their propositions and we hear what they have to say about, listen, these are the issues that we face in this sector, this sphere, this area, whatever. Okay, cool. We make the promises. This is what every political party does. The FNM is doing it right now. The COI is doing it right now. We do not know. The COI is saying that they'll give us $100,000 every single citizen. You don't want $100,000.
Please, let's stay on. Let's stay on track.
But that's what they said. They give you $100,000.
Okay, so you
again,
said
that's only pandering, in my opinion. Do we know if it's possible or not? We don't. But they're saying something to appease to you in hopes that you will decide to cast your very valuable one vote for them.
Okay, so my question to you is: you say you're not a consultant for the government. You're not being paid by this
never have
government.
been.
You're not being paid by this government to
No.
go into certain communities and
I never have been.
Okay.
At no particular point of time.
So are you doing it without getting paid?
But do I support it? I don't go in nowhere. Nobody sends me anywhere. I don't work for nobody. I work for me.
Okay. Just asking. The people want to know. I'm asking the questions that they're asking.
I am my own boss. I can tell you that.
Okay.
And I'm a man of conviction. What I believe in, you don't need to pay me to say. What I don't believe in, you can't pay me to say. I can tell you that. Believe that. I am a man of conviction. And I'm on record of going head to head with persons within this administration, the PLP government. When I started off as an activist, which political party was in power? The PLP. The PLP. Mr. Fred Mitchell was the Minister of Immigration and Foreign Affairs at the time. But I never had a personal issue against him. I may have had an issue with a particular policy or position that was proposed or presented at the particular time, and we could have foreseen what sort of issues it would have caused for, a certain faction within our community. But outside of that, no. So again, do I have a preference? We all do.
Okay. I think the music is about to start playing. I don't know. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's time to wrap up. Is there anything that you want the Bahamian public to know? Is there anything that you want to clear up? Any misconception?
I think we've cleared up everything. Again, it is publicly stated. Persons can play this, rewind it, screenshot it, clip it, however you want. I do not work for the government. I've never worked for the government. I know I didn't come here for that. But the last thing I want to say, though.
Okay.
Those slumlords, the persons that
we back to shanty town, so it's time to wrap up.
But the landlords, we didn't touch them. They need we need to stop only. Listen, there's culpability. We need to look at accountability from the migrants that are living in those shanty towns.
Agreed.
But we also equally need to look at those Bahamians that own or are collecting and making a killing off of those persons, paying them to reside on those shanty towns.
I also agree. I believe that if somebody is harboring someone here illegally or taking money from them, that they should also be charged. But there's also culpability on the people that are living there.
Oh, definitely.
Knowing that they are living there
Lock
illegally.
them up.
Lock who up?
All of them.
Okay.
Lock up the people living, lock up the people who collecting. And let's sift through and figure out what the problem is.
Well, I hope I didn't get you in too much trouble. But thank you so much for joining us. And thank you guys for listening. That's our show. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening for all of us here. I'm Francesca Brown. Have a good night.